morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. I hope you and your family have enjoyed the holiday season. Of course, it's not over quite yet. This morning, we'll learn more about cultural and historical celebrations that have been observed by families for many years. We'll start off discussing Kwanzaa with Mr. Clayborn Benson, who is the founder and executive director for the Wisconsin Black Historical Society. How are you?
I'm doing well. We've celebrated Kwanzaa for 31 years.
Wow, that is pretty amazing. And the reason I thought it was so important to talk about Kwanzaa is because it really is something that's so meaningful when it comes to the African and African American lifestyle.
It's a cultural celebration. It gives life, it gives energy, it gives us a chance to renew and affirm our existence and purpose for living. We use those 7 different principles called the Gosha Salvas to help shape and mold who we are. But you know what, it's interesting that you asked that question because Milwaukee really goes on record as being one of the first Kwanzaa celebrations in the country.
Really?
Yeah, it started in 1966 with Dr. Milana Kringer, and I must say the US organization, group of men and women throughout Los Angeles, California. Of course, if you ask Dr. Kringer, he would say, I am the founder, and he is in a sense, his name is promoted. But truly, the US organization, people of color who have really pushed it and gave shape and form for it.
Yeah.
I want to say that Kwanzaa is very, very simple, but yet very, very complicated.
And
very
it can be complicated in a sense that you're using words that are
well, not the words.
Well, no,
the
like
words are
I'm just
simple.
saying the language when you're using Swahili.
Kiswahili.
Yes, it's not that simple, but after you've said it year after year and you understand, then it becomes second nature. So I'm still going to need you to help me say a few things today. But why, in your opinion, can it be a little difficult?
Oh, because it's more than just words, and it's more than just self-determination and unity and creativity. For example, let's use one creativity, the kuumba. Just take that one word. Most people would say it's about art. It's about paintings. It's about your ability to. But every one of us are different. You are different from me. Kuumba helps us to see each other in a different format. Just as art is different, Kuumba helps us to see ourselves in a mode different. And we have a responsibility. A fat lady who really brings value to what it is that you're doing. We had a meeting today. This real fat lady was a genius in our meeting today. She's very important. And I say that to say that all of us have some gifts that are value. And so Kuumba helps us to recognize until a person proves themselves to be indifferent to the rules and regulations of living, we must treat them with respect and honor at all times.
I couldn't agree with you more.
And so that if you just see the word creativity alone, you're going to say that just means art. But the way we walk, the way we wash our dishes, the way grandmama sweeps the floor is all different. So Kuumba recognizes those differences.
Wow.
And allows us to give us
everyday little things that we may not think about.
The way we talk. Some people talking back. Some people expect you to understand what they're saying without you saying. Kuumba says all of us are rich.
Wow. This is why you are here. I can't think of anybody else that can break this all down better than you. So I should mention that Kwanzaa is taking place as we speak. It's December 26th through January 1st. And you've already...
7 days. 7 days. Negotiables.
And 7 principles. We've already talked about the fact that it's been observed since 1966. So each day there is a different principle that is emphasized. So there's a candle lighting ceremony, and each evening provides the opportunity to gather and discuss the meaning of Kwanzaa. So the first night, more than that, huh? Okay.
So you're talking about the meanings. You're talking, and there are different kinds of Kwanzaas.
Okay.
I mean, you may have a Kwanzaa ceremony in a church, a social center like ours. You may even have a Kwanzaa ceremony in your house among your friends or just your immediate family. It's an opportunity. The ground rules with Kwanzaa is that you must always speak the truth. The word is sacred. And I don't mean religious word, I mean the spiritual bonding that you have between your wife and your children and yourselves. The question is, why isn't Junior going to school? Why isn't Sally doing well in school? We must address those issues through our Kwanzaa ceremony. And at home, I'm going to deal with domestic issues. When I go to a public Kwanzaa, I'm going to deal with community issues.
Okay, break it on down. So the first night, the black candle is in the center is lit.
Yes.
And so the Historical Black Society,
Wisconsin Black Historic Society.
Yes, you have actually kicked things off. So tell us what you did to kick off Kwanzaa.
We do our Kwanzaa ceremony. I mean, we light the candle, but we do a bunch of things. We make sure that we get about 350 people coming there, 350 people. There's dancing, there's food, there's activities. But we make sure that everybody who comes there gets something out of it. For example, the younger kids, like 1 through 4, 1 through 5, we bring them up on the front of the stage and we sing to them. Look at Sister Kira, she's black and beautiful. Look at Sister Kira, she's black and beautiful. Look at Sister Kira, she's black and beautiful. Singing power to the people, singing power to the people. She's black and beautiful. It lifts her eyes open wide. She's raising her hand. She's saying, I'm part of all these people. I feel enriched. I want to do better in school. I want to dress well. I want to take better care of myself. I want to obey my parents. We do something. The college students, we bring them all to the front of the stage. It's about people. Kwanzaa is about how am I going to touch every soul and every spirit in here. We bring the college students. We make sure that every college student say their age, who their mother and father is, what school they go to, and what their major is.
And that's pretty much just, that's the heart of what it's all about.
It's about
so
that.
I don't want us to run out of time. So I'm going to say the word and you say it in the correct form. So umoja would be unity.
Umoja means unity, sticking together, working together, understanding each of our roles inside of the family unity and the family structure. Yeah, emoji is very, very important. Unity is the primary structure with that. And not just in your household, but your mother and your father, and respecting elders fit into that umoja principle. And even more than that, understanding your relationship in the community and that you are a person of African descent living in the United States.
Self-determination.
Oh my goodness. You
have to
Kuji
say.
Chagalia, Kuji Chagalia, Kuji Chagalia, Kuji Chagalia, Kuji Chagalia, Kuji Chagalia. And so I have a song that I sing with
Help
it.
people pronounce it better.
Kuji Chagalia. And you say it.
Yeah.
So why am I saying it? And why am I singing it? Because I want to feel it in my feet. I want to feel it on the hair limbs. How more important is self-determination?
You said that.
How more is self-determination is beyond reading and writing. That drive to achieve that and those things that you think are important to you in your life.
Yes.
Kuji Chagalia.
Collective work and responsibility.
Yes, Ujima. Ujima means how we manage Ujima means how are we working within the structure and the organization. First, your family, your school, and the workplace. Every one of us have a responsibility to fit in and to make a difference. Even if it means keeping your mouth closed and doing nothing but sitting there. Ujima means somebody's got to take the garbage out. Somebody's got to pick the color of the car. Somebody's got to do something to make this work.
And I want to quickly go through.
Ujima would be the next one. How are we managing our money? And I'll shut up. But how we manage our money for the quality of life in which we expect.
Yes, and a purpose, creativity, and faith, which
Yes.
is Nia, Kuumba, and Imani.
Right.
So before we run out of time, I definitely thank you for going through these principles. But what would you say to individuals who have heard of Kwanzaa for many, many years, but still don't take the time to partake in what it all means?
Many people think that Kwanzaa conflicts with their religious beliefs, and it does not. Kwanzaa is not about religion. Kwanzaa is about culture. It's about us as an African people living in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And so it's something that Dr. Malana Karinga came up with in 1966 to have as a holiday and for us to learn and to review and confirm our existence.
Absolutely.
We have to be about positive things in our life, and Kwanzaa is simply a tool to help drive us to achieve those things.
Yes, and gifts given to children during Kwanzaa are normally educational.
Called Zawadi.
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 So educational gifts such as books, DVDs, and most of it is to remind them of their African heritage.
That's
so
right.
very important.
Right.
I want to give you an opportunity to mention quickly some of the events that you
Yes.
have coming up in January.
We do a lot at Wisconsin Black Historical Society. We're also a renting facility for people to have their children's naming ceremonies or children activities. We have dance class on Saturdays. We even had our first funeral there a couple weeks ago, which was quite interesting.
Wow, I'd say.
It was very interesting. We'd never had, but we have some of everything happening at the Historical Society. You just would not believe. And we have a full house almost on all of the things. We're talking 200 to 300 people every event. It is an amazing place, and I'm blessed to have been the founder of this place.
Yes,
In
you
the month
bring
of-
that energy and
Do
that.
I?
Yes, you
Oh,
do.
God.
The energy, the education. Every time you leave there, you leave with something. So that's a very important thing. And so you have your MLK event coming up in January. You've got a couple of genealogy sessions.
right.
You're part of Museum Week in
That's right.
February.
That's right.
And
We are.
you want people to become a member of the Wisconsin Black Historical Society.
And we're going to introduce that during our Kwanzaa celebration. Please become a member.
Thank you so much for
Thank you.
stopping by. Time flies when
Thank
you're
you.
having fun. The complete Kwanzaa, celebrating our cultural harvest. Thank you so much.
you.
And Clayborn Benson, of course, is the founder and executive director of the Wisconsin Black Historical Society. For more information, you can visit their website at wbhsm.org or give them a call at 414-372-7677. When we return to Our Issues Milwaukee, we'll turn our attention to Hanukkah. We'll be joined by Rabbi Sherry Shama from the Harry and Rose Sampson Family Jewish Community Center. We'll do that right after this.